everybody, it's Olivia, so welcome to a new video, and today I'm going to be filming a vegan Q&A video. So yeah guys, if you didn't know, I am vegan and you guys requested me to do a vegan question and answer video, so that's what I'm going to be filming today. Before I get started, I just want to put out a little disclaimer and just say I'm not trying to bash people in this video. You guys just wanted to hear more about why I'm vegan, and that's why I'm making this video. If you're going to come into this very closed-minded and just like, oh my gosh, she's never going to get me to stop eating meat, blah 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 blah, just don't watch the video and just click out. Only watch this if you're going to be open-minded about it and if you actually want to know more about being vegan. But anyways, let's just get on into the questions that you guys asked me on Instagram. The first question that I got is, what does it mean to be vegan? And being vegan just means that you don't eat meat, dairy, or any other animal products like honey or gelatin, stuff like that. So yeah, you don't consume them, use them, wear them, whatever. The next question I got asked is, when did you start and has it been difficult? I started at the beginning of November and it is the beginning of January right now, kind of like midway into January. So it's been a little bit over 2 months right now. And I think it's a little bit difficult in the beginning, and for some people it might be more difficult. For me it wasn't too bad, and definitely like over time it becomes a lot easier to eat vegan. The next question is, why did you choose to become vegan? And there are tons and tons of reasons on why I became vegan, but the first one that kind of like kick-started me to even thinking about it was just like after I would eat food, I wouldn't feel good. And it's not like I just woke up one day and just like started feeling sick after eating food. It was just kind of like something I noticed over my whole life, is that after eating food a lot of the time I wouldn't feel very good. So that just like made me think about what I'm putting into my body, and I was just like, why do I feel sick after eating food? And after I just researched more about veganism, I just thought that it was the most healthy, best option for me. And overall, like the 3 main reasons why I'm vegan is 1 for health reasons, 2 for the environment, and 3 for animals. So for health benefit wise, there are so many different diseases and just things that are preventable by diet that people just kind of don't think about. The 2 leading causes of death in the US are cardiovascular disease and cancer, both of which can be highly prevented by diet. Also, in one of my health classes, we watched this video of a guy getting like this like string of fat basically getting like taken out of his heart, and it was so disgusting, which is what happens when you have things like cardiovascular disease and certain types of cancers. And it just really grossed me out, honestly, and I was just like, what am I even putting in my body, and why have I never thought about this until today? Secondly, like I said before, veganism helps the environment because it produces less greenhouse gases and less water. In 2006, the United Nations released a report that said raising animals for food generates more greenhouse gases than all the cars and trucks in the world combined. And people are also so concerned with saving water by taking shorter showers or by turning off the sink whenever you're like brushing your teeth and stuff like that, but they don't tell you like about the main ways that water is being used. To produce 1 pound of beef, it takes 1,847 gallons of water, compared to producing things like vegetables. Broccoli takes 34 gallons of water per pound. Things like tomatoes take 26 gallons of water per pound, and the list goes on and on. There's a documentary on Netflix called COWSPIRACY if you guys want to hear more about like environmentally why it's bad to be producing so much meat. And the last reason I'm vegan is for the ethical part of being vegan, which is for the animals. If we see someone slaughtering like a cat or a dog, we would be so disgusted by that, and we're just like, why the heck would you do that? But we find it okay to be slaughtering pigs, chickens, and cows. Just in the society that we've grown up in, there's a huge disconnect from the animals we eat and the animals that we have as pets. It just doesn't make sense for me to be eating animals when I say that I love animals, because how can I love an animal when I'm eating it? Like, yeah, I can be a dog lover or a cat lover, but I don't think that I should have before been calling myself an animal lover if I am supporting the slaughter of them and the exploitation of them. And it just makes more sense to me because anatomically we were not created to eat meat. We don't have huge canines like carnivores do. We don't have claws, and like when you see an animal, your first instinct is not to go and like rip apart the animal. Your first instinct is like to pet the animal and be nice to the animal. So why are we killing them? The next question is, what is the hardest thing about being vegan? And the hardest thing for me was not being able to like eat things that I wanted to like in the moment, like right when I wanted them. Because like if all my friends are going out to ice cream or something and they don't have like a vegan option like sorbet or something like that, then I have to wait till I go home to like fulfill that like craving. But I think that's also been a good thing because it's made me less impulsive when it comes to eating, and I really think about like what I'm putting into my body, and like I have time to think about it instead of just grabbing the candy bar or grabbing the ice cream or whatever it is. The next question is, was it hard to quit eating meat? And for me, it wasn't very hard to quit eating meat because even whenever I would eat it, I would still in the back of my mind be like, this is kind of gross, like I'm eating flesh. Like if I would be eating a steak and there was like fat or like, I don't even know what you call it, just like tissue in it and stuff, it just always kind of grossed me out, but I just ate it anyway because that's, you know, how I grew up. So, but stopping eating meat hasn't been that hard after I just committed to it. The next question is, what food do you miss the most? And I only really miss food if I see other people eating food that I used to eat. But once I have a craving for something and I fulfill it with a vegan option, I usually stop craving it, and it's rare that I crave the same thing twice. The next question is favorite vegan meal, and I literally have so many that I love. But probably things like vegan pad thai and like vegan noodle dishes are my favorite. The next question is anyone in your family vegan? And no, there's no one that's fully vegan besides me. My brother is vegetarian and he eats a lot of vegan food, but he's not like strictly vegan. The next question is, did you give up the byproducts to like clothes, makeup, etc.? I've not given up the byproducts yet, but that is like the next step, and I just need to do more research on like what companies are vegan and stuff like that. Next question is, how did your parents react to it? I'm vegan and my parents aren't too happy about it. My parents actually really didn't care, and they actually kind of liked the fact that I was vegan and were proud that I was vegan. So that was good. And I would say if your parents don't like the idea of you being vegan, just to do more research on it and show them to help them like understand why you want to become vegan. At the end of the day, it's your body, and I think that you should be able to choose what goes in it. Next question is, what advice do you have for other vegans? I would just say if you're tempted to give up, just think of why you started in the first place, and also just thinking of what you're putting into your body as a need instead of a want. Ultimately, veganism is helping for the overall good of yourself, the planet, and animals. The next question is, how long did it take you to get used to a vegan diet? For me personally, I think I got used to it a lot faster than I thought I would, and I just thought it was going to be this like super hard thing to do, but it ended up not being that hard. And after about a month, I think I was totally like used to, you know, like eating out vegan and getting vegan foods and stuff like that. The next question is, have you lost weight or seen any healthy results since going vegan? Before I was vegan, I went to the doctor and I got a shot, and then I had to go back for a second shot. And whenever I went back for the second shot, I'd been vegan for about a month and I had lost a few pounds, they said. So I guess that's not a significant amount, but I didn't do it to lose weight. I just did it because it made me feel better. And also, being vegan, you can pretty much eat like as much as you want, as long as, you know, you're eating like the right kinds of vegan foods. Like if you're eating like, you know, Oreos and stuff, obviously you can't eat as many Oreos as you want, but you can have as much healthy vegan food as you want. And so I think that was one of the best parts about going vegan too, is that I can eat as much as I want without being like, oh my gosh, is this bad for me? How many calories? Blah, 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 blah. And I definitely don't consider veganism like a short-term diet. I think of it as like a lifestyle change. The next question is, do you plan on staying vegan all your life? I definitely want to stay vegan for the rest of my life. I think it is the healthiest lifestyle that I could be living. So yes. Someone asked, why did you become vegan instead of vegetarian? I became vegan instead of vegetarian because I heard about all the cruelty in the dairy industry, and I just didn't want to continue supporting it. So yeah, I'll again have a bunch of like documentaries and like resources linked down below on if you're thinking of becoming vegan. But if you're not sure about becoming vegan, I would definitely recommend becoming vegetarian first, because you can just do it in steps. So I mean, if that works for you, then I would recommend that. Someone asked, what do you order at Chipotle? Whenever I go there, I order a bowl with white rice, black beans, corn, and then a little bit of guacamole, which is the same thing I ordered before becoming vegan. I just get it without sour cream. That was the only difference. The next question is, have you ever received scrutiny from friends because of your choice to become vegan? And also, is anyone else in your family vegan? Yeah, there were definitely a lot of mixed like responses to me being vegan, and a lot of people would be like, I don't know, just kind of like blow it off and just like make fun of it or whatever. But it's like, I don't know why people care so much about when people are vegan, because it's like, you didn't care what I was eating before, so why do you care about what I'm putting in my body now? I feel like when people hear that someone else is vegan, they think that that person thinks that what they're doing is like totally wrong. But I'm not like sitting there judging people that aren't vegan, because it's like, I literally wasn't vegan 2 months ago, so why would I sit here and judge other people? The next question is, do you sometimes by mistake eat non-vegan food? And at the beginning, I definitely made some mistakes and like forgot to check the label or something like that, or I would assume something was vegan, and then after I would realize that it had like gelatin in it or something like that. But I've definitely gotten a lot better with that, and I've never accidentally eaten meat while being vegan or anything. It's just been things like gelatin, just little things that are in like snacks and stuff that I don't notice. The next question is, where do you get your protein? And literally, this is like the #1 asked questions for vegans. There are so many different ways to get protein when you're vegan, but my two favorite ways are beans and tofu. The next question is, how long does it take to check at the market if something's vegan? At the beginning, I was kind of bad at this, like I said, from making previous mistakes in the beginning, but it would take me like a minute or so to like read the back of an ingredients list, but now it literally takes me like a few seconds and I'll know like instantly if it's vegan or not. So yeah, you get better at it. And also I watch a lot of vegan YouTubers, so that helps to find like vegan foods to eat. The next question is, why do you think animals were put on Earth if you don't think that we should eat them or even use the things that they produce? I think many different species were made to consume meat, but I just don't think that humans are one of them, because like I said before, we don't have like anatomically the things that were made like to be a carnivore. I think that we should drink milk when we're babies from our mothers instead of from an animal that is like over 10 times our size. And I just personally like animals and I don't want to eat them. Also, whenever I first became vegan, I saw this quote which said, I want my refrigerator to look like a garden, not a morgue. And that's one thing that really stuck with me. The next question is, were there any YouTubers who really encouraged you? And yes, definitely. I found so many great vegan YouTubers, and I actually started following them like before I was even vegan, but I heard about veganism through them, which made me want to do more research. So some of my favorites are Nina and Randa, Bonnie Rebecca, Mango Island Mama, I'm not sure how to pronounce this, it's like Besseldrup or something like that. She's not vegan, but she's vegetarian. And then Asina O'Neill used to, but after the big like controversy with her, I'm not really sure how I feel about her. And then Freely the Banana Girl, who still has a lot of controversy about her, but I think that she has a lot of informative videos. I'll put some of them in the description so you guys can check out their channels. The next question is, I want to go vegan, but I believe that eating animal products is very bad and it is a huge problem in this world. I have tried multiple times, but I don't have the motivation to stick with it. And it's hard when everyone in your family eats animal products. How do you stick with it? And again, I just stick with it because I know it's best for me, for the environment, and for animals. And it kind of grosses me out at this point to eat animal products, so it's just kind of like getting used to it and then doing more research. And the more research you do, the more you realize. And so I would just recommend doing more research on it, which will help you stick with it. And maybe if you're having trouble sticking with it, you haven't found good recipes that you like, so I would recommend looking up like new recipes. And I definitely recommend watching like what I eat in a day videos, because for me that helped me find a lot of really, really good vegan recipes and stuff like that. And I think a lot of the times people think that all vegans eat are like salads or whatever, and that's definitely not the case. The next question is, do you do it because it's becoming more popular or because you truly believe it's bad to eat living things or anything produced by them? And absolutely not. I did not become vegan just to be trendy or whatever. And I think the easiest thing would have been just to stick with what I was eating before, but like I said, I did a lot of research and I just think that it's the healthiest thing. The next question is, do you have friends that are vegan? And I only know 2 people that are vegan. The first person went to my old school and I just found out she was vegan because she has a YouTube. So she started making like what I eat in a day videos, and then the second person goes to my new school, so yeah. The next question is, what are some benefits of going vegan? And I've already talked about quite a few of them, but I'll put a link down below to this website about 57 reasons why being vegan is better for you. The next question is, have you heard of raw till 4? If so, what do you think of it? And yes, I have heard of raw till 4, where you eat all raw foods until 4 o'clock. And that's definitely something that I want to try in the future. I think I'm going to start doing that over the summer, if not before then. The next question is, did you gradually transition? And no, I did not gradually transition. I just kind of stopped altogether at once, which I guess can be like hard for some people, but I think that was the best thing for me. But definitely if you think you'll have trouble with that, I would just say become like pescatarian, then vegetarian, then vegan, or something like that. So yeah guys, those are all the questions that I'm going to be answering today in this vegan question and answer video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up and let me know down below what you thought of it. Let me know if you're thinking about becoming vegan or vegetarian or whatever. And yeah, again, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Bye guys.